Welcome back, everybody, to yet another short video of what's going on. I am your host, Jacob Carlson, and today in this short video, I want to simply talk about NASA, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. Why in this particular case? Well, mainly for three reasons. But before that, I want to mention and also give a shout out to fellow content creator Mark Rober, who used to work at NASA. It's one of the reasons that I became a big fan of Mark Rober in the first place, and I have a whole video on my YouTube channel talking about him specifically, and one of his videos that he posted at the time of that video. So feel free to check that out once you're done with this. One. So as for the three reasons that I want to talk about NASA right now is as follows. The first reason is this. Ever since I was a little kid, I was always fascinated with space travel in the solar system, and so on and so forth. And once I learned that that America has had a space program for over 50 plus years at this point, you couldn't stop me from learning about NASA back in the day. I got a hold of a documentary on DVD, courtesy of the Discovery Channel, called When We Left Earth, and basically it was just 6 episodes. It was a limited series, and it covered so much about the history of NASA, from its founding and the reasons why it existed in the first place, but also the reasons that it developed since then for going out into space to begin with. Being able to send astronauts to the moon back in the 60s, and also working on the shuttle program for nearly 30 years of its existence, and the two major disasters, which were Challenger and Columbia, which blew up literally in everybody's faces, and of course all the setbacks and the disaster and the controversy that came along with it, that came with the territory of traveling to space, which is a dangerous and risky business, to say the least. And of course the eventual construction and ongoing living conditions of the International Space Station, for that matter. And of course, what it didn't cover was essentially we sending out space probes to the solar system to explore the moon, Mars, and the asteroid belt, and all the other planets out there. And of course, the Voyager 1 and the Voyager 2 space probes, which are currently out in deep space, that are still functioning. They're still sending computer data back to NASA very, very slowly. And that's a testament to how great NASA's computers and NASA's computer engineers are, some of the smartest individuals on this planet at this point, especially then and especially now. And that's mainly the first reason. The second reason is that over 10, practically 15 years ago at this point, the space shuttle was finally retired back in 2011, and the International Space Station was finally completed, and public interest about NASA slowly but surely died out, and I was very sad about that. I was so heavily invested in the space program at that point. I wanted to see if there was anything else they were doing. Basically, two things they were doing that I was really looking forward to for over a decade at this point. And they finally did both of them, and basically it was the launch of the James Webb Space Telescope, which, a lot like Hubble, was a space telescope that was going to open up the universe in a whole new way for the human race to appreciate. And of course, NASA going back to the moon with the Artemis program, which is named after the twin sister of the Greek god Apollo, which was the name of the previous lunar landings. So, moon landings, of course. Very poetic, but you get the idea. And essentially, they finally launched the James Webb Space Telescope, and they finally launched Artemis 1, which was an unmanned SLS rocket launch back to the moon. And I loved it. I loved every second of it. I can't believe it finally launched. They both achieved their mission objectives, and NASA's back into full gear. We're finally going to be sending astronauts back to the moon before long. And the James Webb Space Telescope is still, it's inviting the universe right to our doorstep at this point, and we're all along for the ride. And I love the pictures it's sending back. And that's the second reason. It's never been a bigger time to be a bigger fan than NASA than right now. And that leads me to the third and final reason at this moment in time. As you no doubt be aware on my YouTube channel, last week I took 5 videos of an event known as the total eclipse, and it was so awesome that when I learned that NASA had chosen the area of Russellville, Arkansas to be one of the viewing spots for the eclipse for their scientific research, I was so thrilled, but also extremely excited that one of the special guest speakers was an astronaut who has been to space called Mike Massimino. I actually filmed his speech right there in downtown Russellville. It's on my YouTube channel right now if you want to check it out. I was so excited, so ecstatic about this whole experience. I will never ever forget it, and it was amazing. And if you ever have a chance to do anything that you're a big fan of, I recommend it. No doubt about that. I still haven't seen a rocket launch in person, and I hope I do one day. When we go back to the moon, I will move heaven and earth to make sure I see a rocket launch at least once in my life. And those are the 3 reasons why I'm a big fan of NASA. My faith in them has never swayed, and no one in this world will ever change my mind about them. And with that being said, my name is Jacob Carlson. This has been another short video of what's going on so far. I'm a big fan of NASA, and that's all I'm going to say on that. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Share the video with all the people you know and love. And as always, I would ask that you please take care of each other out there. Be nice to one another. And as always, I will see you in the next couple of videos. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.